In all of your 30 years studying this, did you ever expect such an accelerated period like we've seen in 2020?
It has happened very, very quickly in 2020, but what's the outcome of it? The outcome of it is no surprise to me at all. I was writing about the basic themes of this in the mid-1990s. So I started to uncover this stuff. I've covered it a hell of a lot since, but I started to uncover all the basic foundation themes by then of where it was meant to go. And so it's no surprise what's happening to me at all. Bit surprised in the speed of it, and the speed of it has come from the speed of acquiescence. Because it didn't have to move this quickly.
That surprised you?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure even the cult have been surprised at the speed of acquiescence. But where they want to go, I've known about that for a very, very long time. I've been trying to get across, taking it out of this hidden into the public arena, and of course they've been laughed at and been ridiculed and been dismissed. And this is why I said a long time ago, it's got to get really bad before we can turn this around, because only then will people realize that actually this is not some theory, this is fact, and this is real, and this is happening. And the scale of what's going on is so massive. There's such a chasm between what's going on and what most people think is going on. That chasm is a big gap to jump. And it really can only be jumped. It can only be seen by things becoming so bad that actually you can't deny it anymore. And that's what's happened to a lot of people in the last few months, which is why so many more people are looking at this information and starting to do their own research, which is brilliant, compared with what was there before. And you know, I've been reading some articles this week, which I found very interesting. Over the last 20 years or so, I've been writing about what I called a mind virus. A mind virus that takes over the human mind via the subconscious and feeds perceptions out of the subconscious into the conscious mind, which the conscious mind takes to be its own thoughts and perceptions. This mind virus, and I use the word virus in terms of a computer virus taking over a system, works in ways that isolate what I call five sense mind from the greater consciousness. And I would symbolize it like this, as I have in some of the books. You've got someone at a computer, and you've got the keyboard and you've got the mouse. And that is symbolic of expanded consciousness. And then you've got the computer, which is symbolic of five sense mind, that level of us that's directly interacting with this reality. And if you get a computer virus, basically you've got the person at the keyboard banging the keys and tapping the mouse. The computer's not responding. It's gone its own way. The virus has taken it over. And the virus is now driving the, if you like, behavior of the computer. The operator's lost control. And that is precisely the effect of this mind virus. It isolates five sense mind through the subconscious from expanded consciousness. And like I say, I've been writing about that for decades. And then in the last week, I came across some articles about a Native American concept called WINTIKO. And some Native American tribes call it WINTIKO, some call it a name very close to that, but it's the same concept. I'll call it WINTIKO. And WINTIKO, they say, is a mind, what I would call a mind virus, and what they call a mind blindness that takes over the minds of people and holds them, what I would call, in five sense reality only. And it's an interesting description in this WINTIKO. It's a mind blindness that convinces the conscious mind that it is not blind. Now, I'm seeing that everywhere during this pandemic, because so much that has been going on in the subconscious before this has been brought to the surface by all this. That's why you're starting to see things and see responses and behavior that are like, what? But actually it's already always been there. It's just been brought to the surface now where you can see it. And I see this in people who are blind in their mind to what's actually happening, but have totally convinced themselves not only are they not blind to what's happening, but they know what is happening. This is classic WINTIKO possession, if you like. So I hear people speaking with confidence and with assurance about what's happening. And what's coming out of their mind is simply a repetition of the official version of what's happening. But they think they've worked it out because their mind is blind, but they think it's not. And the other interesting thing about this WINTIKO, which fits with my stuff too, is they say that this WINTIKO mind possession, if you like, operates in the subconscious. It has to. It has to hide itself from the conscious mind, because once the conscious mind is aware of it, the influence is gone. You know, if I'm manipulating you behind your back, I can get away with it. But once you know I'm manipulating you, I can't get away with it, right? Because the manipulation has been brought out of the subconscious and the unseen into the seen, and now you can deal with it. And what they say about this WINTIKO mind virus, or mind blindness, is that once you acknowledge that it exists, and once you acknowledge its influence and impact on your perceptions, it's gone. Its influence is finished, because you've brought it out of the subconscious into the conscious, and once this comes into the conscious, it's finished. No influence. And interestingly, this is precisely what happens with subliminal advertising and subliminal images. Subliminal means below threshold, below the threshold of the conscious mind. It's speaking to the subconscious. So you'll see an image, it could be an advertisement, and your conscious mind will see the image as it appears to be. But the overwhelming majority of people will not see the subliminal insert that's hidden.